Hey guys, I'm going to be reviewing my Omega Speedmaster Man on the Moon watch today. I got the professional version, kind of the vanilla version. There's so many different variations of it now, but I got kind of the plain Jane one that they've pretty much made for years and years and years. So let's go ahead and start off with the packaging. This is the outer box that it comes in. It says Omega in like a silver font. Pretty nice. And then a really nice inner compartment with this foam, kind of like cheap looking foam, kind of strange, but it's nice that it's padded. And then this section right here is where the service information, the warranty, the pictograms, those kind of fit in right there, and then the front flap kind of folds down like that. This is the inner box here, really nice red leather with the Omega Swiss made stamp here on the outside. That's super nice. I love the red. It's really cool. And the watch here on the inside. We'll get to that in a second. And then you've got your little, this is like a invoice here, another invoice, because I bought it from a eBay seller in Japan. It had some different type of Japanese specific paperwork for customs. You've got pictogram card and then another card for the international warranty. So there's that. It's a 2004 model. I bought it. Man, when did I buy this? I bought this probably in August of 2015. So I've had it for a while. I've had it for maybe, what is that, 8 months? Wanted to be able to kind of own it for a little while before I came on here and talked about it. Another little book here and then operating instructions. So those all fit back into this little cubby hole. Get that out of the way. Let's go ahead and get to the watch. So this watch, the Speedmaster, was introduced in 1957 from Omega, and it was kind of their racing or sports chronograph. And they had a more like a sword style hand to it, which is really cool. And they've kind of reintroduced that in some of their other models. This range is huge. If you aren't familiar with this specific model, you should check out all the other ones that they've got. They've got so many different variations and sizes that range down into the high 30s for the diameter of the case, up into I think 44.25 is as wide as it gets. This is a 42. I actually bought a 37 or 39. I forget the actual dimensions, but it was the reduced version, and it was from the mid 90s, and I bought it on eBay from a seller in Brazil. And I got it, and it was really small. I mean, I'm fine with wearing 39 mil watches, but this was, and I'm not sure if I got kind of a weird version or whatever, but it just looked like someone put a nickel down on my wrist. It was just really, really strange. So anyways, returned that one to the seller, really nice seller, and then realized that I needed to get the full real version, the professional, the 42. And we'll get to a wrist shot here in a little bit. But anyways, so they had the sword style hands. They did a couple different variations of it. And then they kind of settled in 1965. They pretty much made kind of what you see here. And over the years, they've had kind of slight tweaks here with the movement, and but nothing too major. This specific model is rated at a 50 meter water resistance. I wouldn't typically take this watch in the water though. I fear with all the holes in the case because of the chronograph functions here. I just take one of my dive watches. I'm not sure how you feel, and it does not have a sapphire glass. You can get other models that have sapphire glass, but this is just a Helsolite glass, which is what the original Moon watch had, and so it does scratch. And with that being the case, this is kind of more of a dress watch for me. It's not something that I'm going to wear and kind of go swimming with or kind of beat up. This is something I would wear out to dinner or to nicer kind of dressier occasions. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to review the NASA test that it underwent, because it did go up against a lot of other brands, and I read through the test that it actually went through in preparation for this video, and I was just kind of amazed by it. So if you don't mind me boring you for it, I don't have a whole lot else to talk about this watch because there's so many other videos on it, and so much that's been already said about this icon. So I figured let's go over these NASA tests. So It withstood 48 hours at 160 degrees Fahrenheit, followed by 30 minutes at 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Number 2, low temperature, 4 hours at a temperature of 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Temperature pressure, number 3, 15 cycles of heating to 71 degrees Celsius for 45 minutes, followed by cooling to minus 18 for 45 minutes at 10 to 6 atmospheres. Number 4, relative humidity, 240 hours, so that's 2 weeks at temperatures varying between 68 degrees Fahrenheit and 160 degrees Fahrenheit, and relative humidity was at least 95% humidity. That's really high for those that don't really know relative humidity terms. I think my air-conditioned room here is around 60% humidity. Number 5, oxygen atmosphere. 48 hours in an atmosphere of 100% oxygen at a pressure of 0.35 atmospheres. Number 6, shock. 6 shocks of 40 Gs, each 11 milliseconds in duration in 6 different directions. Number 7, acceleration. From 1 G to 7.25 Gs within 333 seconds, along an axis parallel to the longitudinal spacecraft axis. Number 8, decompression. 90 minutes in a vacuum of 10 to 6 atmospheres at a temperature of 160 degrees Fahrenheit, and 30 minutes at 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Number 9, high pressure. 1.6 atmospheres for a minimum period of 1 hour. Number 10, vibration. 3 cycles of 30 minutes, vibration varying from 5 to 200 hertz. 2000 hertz, excuse me. Number 11, acoustic noise. 130 dB over a frequency range of 40 to 10,000 hertz. Duration 30 minutes. So those are 11 really tough tests for a watch to complete, not let alone all 11 being able to complete. So pretty much this watch did it all. Let's go ahead and do wrist shot. I've only actually got to wear this watch maybe 5 or 6 times. I'm still kind of a not like a hoarder, but kind of a saver, and so I kind of like to feel like it's still new when I wear it. So I've probably only worn it 4 or 5 times, but I've got a 7-inch wrist, and you can see this thing fits me perfectly. The lug stops right around there and right around there, and it doesn't hang over. It's not too big. I got the reduced one initially, like I talked about earlier, thinking that this one would be too big, but it's not at all. It really fits well. So if you're a fan of the Submariner and you're afraid to go north of 40 mils, don't be shy. This one definitely doesn't fit, that big. I think it fits maybe more like a 41 or a 40. So let's go ahead and do a quick loom shot, and then we'll be right back. Professional. You can see really bright, thin loom applied. It's super easy to read, and it's super easy to tell where the 12 o'clock position is, as well as the chronograph. You can see the little teardrop-shaped loom is the chronograph. So a nice loom on this watch. I've wound it, and we're going to do a quick shot of the chronograph. The top button engages it. It starts to spin. That stops it, and then this will reset it. It's got a 48-hour power reserve, so every time you wear it, you're going to wind it, and that's what it sounds like. It's got a nice polished section to each of these center links, and then the deployment clasp is super cool. It's got the double buttons on both sides, and then it clicks into place there. I've thought about using a leather strap on this watch just because I want to prevent scuffs on this deployment clasp and ruining the font that's down here, but I just can't not wear it on the bracelet. The bracelet's so nice and it's so comfortable. The crystal here is pretty interesting. It's the Halcylite crystal, which is what was originally on the Man on the Moon watch, and I'm so used to sapphire glass watches. All my other watches are sapphire, and to look at this watch with the dome to it and the maybe it's the slight reflectivity of it or the magnification, a natural magnification to it. There's something to it that's different, and I feel like when I wear this watch, I end up checking my wrist more than when I'm wearing other watches. maybe you would feel the same way, maybe you wouldn't, but that's really the only way I can explain it. There's some sort of warm kind of look to it that just kind of pulls you in. It's really, really cool. It definitely has a good wrist presence to it, but it's not too much. I'd say it's not as tall as my Heritage Black Bay from Tudor, but it's got kind of a similar footprint from a width and a lug-to-lug standpoint. Yeah, it's definitely a keeper for me. It's up there with my Submariner and my Seamaster and my Black Bay. Definitely part of my kind of keeper watch collection. So I'm loving this watch. I've had it for 8 months now, worn it maybe 5 or 6 times, still kind of saving it, but maybe I'll get it out here more and be able to enjoy it some more. So if you have any questions for me, please put them down below, and thank you for watching.